Man, we are here for another episode of Sports Talk Unfiltered. We are excited, man, about this show. Today we got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about some Lakers stuff. We're going to talk about some Cam Newton things. We're going to talk about Washington football team a little bit. But guys, before we get started, we welcome all of you to the show. Y'all go ahead and say hi to the people.
What's up? Good evening. Good evening.
All right,
Good
we
evening,
start off
family.
with all of that. Hey, Elliot, you can't talk.
Yeah.
We start off with all of that, but you know we
Wait. Before we start, might I recommend that you at least for this 1 week change it to Sports Talk Filtered because we might need the button if we're gonna talk about what happened on Sunday's game.
Oh my God! Oh, just for this week, it's Sports Talk Filtered. We can't if we do
Oh
unfiltered, it'll be a
God,
lot of
jeez.
beeps because of the kind of
Woo,
game we have. Let's get into that
woo,
Monday night football game that we had. Man, we had them Dolphins go against them Saints. Man, that was a good game. That played the Miami Dolphins. Man, they're winners of 7 straight games right now after handling the shorthanded New Orleans Saints in a 20-3 win on Monday Night Football. With the win, Miami moves into the last wild card spot in the AFC thanks to having a better win percentage than Baltimore in conference games and a better win percentage than the Chargers. The Dolphins got something that no other team has done. No other team in history has ever gone on a 7-game losing streak and a 7-game winning streak in the same season. That is saying something right there. All right, man, that was that Monday Night Football game. What you guys think about that? Go.
Hey, man, it's about to get very interesting, man, in South Florida. The Dolphins 1-7 first 8 games of the season, man. Them boys look awful, and they done did a 360-degree turnaround, man. They won 7 straight games, 7th seed in the playoffs, man. Hey, they making noise down there in Florida.
Howard.
listen, man. Um, New Orleans defense did the best they could, man, and I felt for them, but they were so depleted last night. It was, but it's always say the next man is up, so it ain't no excuses no more. But Miami, man, I got to give them props. They doing their thing. What can you say? 7 straight. They looking like a playoff contender. They got the defense. If that offense can flow in a sense, and they might, they might shake a little head, and then they might do a little thing. It may, you never know. The way they playing. Kansas City had to string themselves back with wins as far as their defense, even though they got a nice offense too. But I got to get Dolphins props. I got to get their head coach props. I was so glad, man. I'm so glad. I'm happy for that guy, man. I'm so glad. But they did their thing, man. Can't say nothing else about them. They good.
Tone.
They did their thing.
Howard, first of all, I am going to agree with you because of their coach. I am happy that they are going through this, but as much as I want to give them props for their 7-game winning streak, I gotta, put a little bit of, reality on this win streak. So they started off this win streak with a win over the Texans. Then they beat the Ravens, which was a good win, but then their wins were against the Panthers, the Giants, the Jets, and they just beat the Saints. So if you look at this, they beat the Saints, who, by the way, were on their 4th-string quarterback. They have had 4 quarterbacks go down to either injury, 3 quarterbacks go down to either injury or the health and safety protocol. And so as much as I would love to give them a lot of credit watching that game and watching them over the past 7 weeks, their biggest liability is the offensive line. And when they start playing other playoff teams and teams whose defense can go out of there, and then teams, you remember last night, they scored 1 offensive touchdown, dude. 1. If not for the pick 6 and a bunch of mistakes by Ian Book that kept them in the game, they could have very easily lost that game. So although I'm happy for Ryan Flores because he's doing this thing, I think this might be a little bit of fool's gold. The schedule just happened to line up right for them. That's not to mention they've also taken losses this year to the Atlanta Falcons and the Jacksonville Jaguars. So and this was right before that streak started. So I don't want to give too many props on this, but hey, You got to play who you lined up in front of, and they have taken care of business. So I'll give them credit for that. But as to we'll see. Let's see how good they do against the Titans and then the Patriots. They win one of those last two. That's respectable for me. I personally see both games going down pretty lopsided.
Yeah. I don't give them too much credit. They beat some lousy teams, and then you should never get credit when you on a 7-game losing streak. That's a long time. That's a
no, they were 1-7. They actually won the first game.
They won the first game. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
they
right.
still won a 7-game losing streak. Yeah, they were 1-8, 1-7, 8 games. All right, man. So that game, Dolphins. It was what it was. The Dolphins, though, if they make the playoffs, which it looked like they might get in, man. I don't think they'll do no damage in the playoffs, but it's a nice story though that they can get there. All right, man. We had
anything can happen, bitch.
I mean, of course, anything. I don't know.
Anything can happen.
I don't know if that can happen though. What do you mean by anything? What do you mean by anything? What do you mean by anything?
How by anything? Let's just say their first round game will be against the Bills. The Bills beat them 26-11 and 35-0. So the only thing I see happening if they make the playoff is them getting drugged for a third time in a single season.
And what's anything? I don't understand. What's anything? Making a Super Bowl or
no, man. Stop playing, man. I'm not saying that. My brother said
you don't mean anything. Then okay, I understand. You mean they might can make the score respectable?
Something may happen. Something could happen.
Okay.
Oh, you on that any given Sunday type?
Yeah, he on any given Sunday. Yeah.
You know how it goes, Tony. You seen it all year long.
Yeah. Any given Sunday, but not any given 2 Sundays.
No, not at all. I agree 100%. Not any given 2 Sundays.
Yeah. All
right, let's go. Hey, man, y'all answer this right here. Who takes the most blame for the way the Lakers are playing right now? James, AD, Westbrook, or Pelinka?
Rob Pelinka.
Go ahead, Tone.
Rob Pelinka.
Who make the most money? Oh, go ahead.
Rob Pelinka, hands down. This team right now, the way it's constructed, Elliot, I didn't want to believe it. Howard been saying that they old, but it's not just they old. It is so much position duplicate. They gave up everything to get Anthony Davis. They could have waited a year and not have to give up. You look at people they gave up, like Lonzo Ball and Ingram and even Hart. They would love to have Hart on the team right now, but they gave all of that up. They don't have a draft pick until my grandson is in middle school, and
oh, that's funny.
And he was born in November, or October. Sorry, let me get it wrong. I know Aaliyah might be watching, but they gave up everything. This team is poorly constructed. They've given up everything. They have no present. They have no future. And the worst mistake was giving up all of that stuff for Russell Westbrook, depending on Russell Westbrook to be the Thunder Russell Westbrook. And he is showing that he's more early season Wizards Russell Westbrook because he's trying too hard. He can't shoot. You got point guards out there where you had lineups out there that had Rondo and Nunn and Westbrook out there at the same time. Not only can you not shoot, but you can't guard anybody. I'm sorry. If they fire Frank Vogel this year, he ought to have a lawsuit against them because he was set up to fail.
Howard, I'll let Elliot since he's a Laker fan, I'll let him get the last one on this. Howard, who takes the most blame?
You sure you want me to go? Because he's looking so sad over there.
I know,
he's looking so sad over there. I was telling him from the jump, man. It's got to be Pelinka too for me too, because I want to say did LeBron have anything going on to do with this? I don't know. I have no clue. To get all the old people on the team, I don't know.
Well, let me stop you. Let me stop you right there, Howard. I'm gonna let you finish. When you just made the statement, you don't know if it was LeBron. You don't think it was LeBron that wanted Westbrook over DeRozan and what's the other dude that they Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield. You don't think it was LeBron that wanted Westbrook? Just in your opinion.
I think he did want him. Come on, man. He wanted Westbrook. He thought they were going to have a 3-headed monster. Westbrook, him, and AD. That would have been a 3-headed monster for them. So he was figuring it, thinking that was going to work.
Okay, go ahead. Now
That's what I feel.
so you think Pelinka takes most of the blame?
Yeah. He's got a lot to do with it because he the one that brought them folks in. Simple as that. He could have said no. He could have said no. This ain't what I want. Let's go another direction. But he didn't. He chose to go this direction. And as you see, this team, they don't even have an identity, Bishop. They don't have an identity.
Yeah.
And that is bad. Lakers normally have an identity of what they're doing on the court and what they're not doing. But they don't even have an identity, man. They just out there playing basketball. And you can tell if AD is not on the court, they don't play well. If LeBron ain't on the court, they don't play well. So what, they old, Bishop. I told you this from the get-go. They old, and that's hands down. That's it. This is a horrible season for the Lakers.
Well,
they're gonna make the playoffs though.
And I'm gonna let Elliot have the last word on Lakers. But Tony was saying all the stuff they gave away for AD. Well, they got a championship out of that, so you can't really ever.
Nah, they would have got that same championship because they didn't win. All right, so
no, they wouldn't have got that same championship without AD.
No.
That team that they had was a horrible team.
Right, and what I'm saying is now they could still have AD. He could have signed as a free agent. They could have got him in a situation where they didn't have to give up as much. And I personally contend that time off and then the bubble is what helped them get that championship. So you can say, all right, if you're willing to mortgage the entire future of a franchise for one title, when you're supposed to be title town,
yes.
So
winning a title is not easy. You get a chance to win one, you got to go for the one.
Listen to what I'm saying. If the Oklahoma City Thunder mortgage everything to win one, yes, I agree. The Lakers are supposed to be the franchise to win every year. So you shouldn't be in a situation where you're trying to mortgage the future to win one. You're supposed to be building.
Yeah, but the problem wasn't. I agree with you, but the problem wasn't the AD trade because even after that first one, they were still on pace as winning another one. The problem was the Westbrook one because you got to understand, even when they had AD, they had Caruso still on the books. They had THT on the books. They had Kuzma on the books. So they still was young within that team, but they got rid of them to get Westbrook. I think the AD one, you gotta go with the AD one because at the time AD is a general. We know now he ain't playing like it, but when they got him, he was a generational. He was a top 3-5 player in the NBA. You gotta trade for that, and then too, you gotta understand too, Tone. You're really building your team around LeBron's contract. Because you got to maximize everything you can get out of him because he ain't going to be around for that whole future situation. So you got to, like right now, LeBron playing some good basketball and they wasting it.
Yeah.
They wasting this. Yeah. Go ahead, Elliot. This your team. What you go? Go ahead, Tone.
No, I was just going to say AD was injury prone before he got to the Lakers, though. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, I was going to say the same, Tom.
You want to mortgage your future around somebody that you can't depend on finishing seasons because he hadn't been finishing seasons for years. That's all I'm saying. I get what you're saying, but the reason why they won because that bubble is because of all the time off. They had AD time to heal, and then he still got banged up in the bubble.
Yeah, but you don't mind a 75-game season, AD. You'll take that. You'll take that with LeBron, AD, and the team that you got. You'll take 75 games from all of them.
But can you get 75 games?
Yeah, that's iffy. Out of LeBron too. Yeah. At this point, at this point. But you've gotta try it with AD. What they had, but you saw the season the Lakers was having when they had all them young boys and LeBron. LeBron and timeouts was in the locker room. He didn't even want to be on the same court with them guys, man.
Y'all get amnesia. Elliot, I'm sorry. Y'all get amnesia. That team was going. They were winning games before they went and got AD, and LeBron got hurt in December. It was his first major injury of his career, and the team went down after that. And that's when they said the team can't win if LeBron is going to get older and he gets hurt. He needs another superstar beside him.
They didn't trade them within the season, did they?
No, they traded
them.
No.
So my point is what? So my point is that team finished out the season.
LeBron didn't come back.
LeBron did come back. LeBron played the end of that season.
Yeah, he came back in April.
He wasn't all the way healthy. But I'm saying is, I don't think they would have won a championship with that team.
They wouldn't.
They wouldn't have won a championship with that team.
I think they could have signed AD as a free agent and won a championship with LeBron and AD and those guys around him. I still would have traded Ingram though, because him and LeBron didn't get along.
Yeah. I understand. Go ahead, Elliot. That's your team, man. Go ahead.
Look, Blanken's gonna be the fall guy for this. But LeBron constructed this team. I heard what you're saying, Tony, but I still think they should have made the AD deal the way they did it. They did mortgage the future for now, but they also had to look at LeBron age. They ain't got that many great years.
No,
out of LeBron. They got some good years where they're gonna sell a lot of tickets because of that name. But as far as championships, it's either no or no. Because they ain't
gonna be now.
To do it. Even now.
So who take the most blame?
LeBron. LeBron constructed that team, man. And then on top of that, to me, he's not playing to LeBron level.
Who?
LeBron not, man.
What do you want the guy to do?
LeBron balling, man.
Man, this dude's starting at center, man. What
do you want LeBron to do? LeBron he's the third leading scorer in the NBA right now. He's like top 5 in assists and top 10 in rebounds. What do you want LeBron to do? He can't do no more. Hey, when LeBron is in the game, they are +9. When he goes out, he's negative 16. So really, the problem is when LeBron's
Houston right now with LeBron on the court and having trouble.
No, you just no. That sound right in where we at, but I just was telling you they +9 when he in the game. That lets you know that they're up 9 points whenever he played. The problem is when he go out,
they're a better team when he playing.
Right, that's what I'm saying. What do you want LeBron to do? You just said LeBron ain't giving you his full. I'm sorry. Somebody else say something. I feel like
48. Play 48. That's all he got. Play 48, and then he got to bring the ball down, pass it to somebody else, and then go post up and play center. Go down and guard the best player on the other side the whole time because they got nothing else. They got nothing else.
Ain't that what superstars do? Ain't that what superstars do?
Are you
well, Bron ain't guarding the best player no more. Y'all can believe that. He's not doing that.
He ain't doing what?
He's not guarding the best player on the court no more. He is not doing that.
He couldn't. He plays too much offense.
Yeah, he plays too much, man.
Player.
He plays too. He ain't averaging 21, 22. That dude averaging 27 points a game, man. What else do you want?
I mean,
over the last 10 games, he's been averaging almost 30.
Right, that's what I just said.
He's been doing his thing, man.
He's
been doing his thing, man.
Great.
But Bishop, this daggone conversation should be over. They're old and they're not good, man. It's just that simple.
Okay.
And then watch this. You said you blamed LeBron for constructing the team. Didn't he try to construct the team in Miami? And what Pat Riley say?
He did.
Didn't he try to construct the team in Cleveland? And what they say? Nope. Rob Pelinka said, okay, yeah, I'm going to let you do whatever you're going to do. And this is what's happening. We willing to give up everybody.
And you know they boys, Tony.
Yeah, because LeBron was like, too, Tony. Me, Westbrook, and AD, you can give me the rest bums and we can beat everybody. That's probably what he was in the room saying, but it's not reality.
But I'm with you, Elliot. I was on the LeBron. He constructed the team, but Rob Pelinka makes the decision. He makes the final call, so he gotta wear that. Even if he looked at it, even if he told LeBron, I don't think we ought to do this. We ought to go with somebody else, and he still went with him. That's on him. He gonna eat that.
Because all LeBron had to say, all Pelinka had to say, we can't make the numbers work. That's all he had to say. We can't make the numbers work.
Yeah. Yeah. And as smart as he is, Braun is not an accountant. He can't convince you. So you give it to Pelinka. You give it to James, right? Elliot, he takes most of the blame.
Right. I think it's Braun.
And y'all say it's Pelinka. I really think AD need to take a lion's share of this too, because something just ain't right about him this year. Or, he look a little soft to me, like he might be suspect, man.
No, it's mindset and everything, man.
Yeah.
But maybe he's been hurt and ain't been saying nothing.
Yeah,
too,
man.
man.
Okay. I mean, that's
I think
always
that's
the case, though.
Nah, man, he upset the wrong person on Bourbon Street, and they got a little doll with an AD on, and they just keep twisting ankles, and AD done upset the wrong person because he's about as fragile as they come right now.
Man, that's crazy. All right, man. Look, this was our guest episode. Today, we got my man in the green room. We always bring on a guest, a fan of the show, and somebody of their own team. And so right now, we talking Cowboys, man. So look who my man, we got Charles. He is a Cowboy fan, man. Go ahead and speak up. Make sure we can hear you, Bishop. Yeah, see, that's
what's going on, gentlemen?
All right, we get you a little lag, but you there. You got bad internet.
Hold on, man. I'm looking at my headphones.
I mean, you should have got your headphones. You've been in the lobby for the green room for 15 minutes.
Yeah, it sounds like his phone on 3G right now.
His phone on 3G. Let's make sure he get his situation right. That we'll talk about the Cowboys once I see him get his situation right. We'll deal with that. But yeah, I think with the Lakers, man, we're gonna end it off on that. It might just be what Howard said, man. They owe. I don't know if it's more so that they owe. That they just
Bishop.
Go ahead.
That's a lot of it. That's a lot of it, Bishop.
At the same time,
that's a lot of it, Bishop.
At the same time, all they got to do is get in, and we seen LeBron take dudes and go do it. So if AD is healthy by the end of the season, all they need to do is get in. And I get it. The only team that I think that they absolutely just cannot be, I don't think they have anything for Golden State, and the reason is, Golden State got too many weapons. Like, they run too much. They will look old. I think with Phoenix be having those off shooting days. I think they could beat Phoenix if everything goes well. I think what they better hope is that Denver don't make a move, because if Denver gets somebody playing with them, it's gonna be curtains.
Hey Tony, they won't beat Phoenix either. Phoenix is a better defensive team than they were last year, man.
I get you that.
Phoenix is on a mission, bro.
I think if they get in the playoffs and everybody's healthy, I don't think nobody want to see the Lakers. I don't care.
Nobody
who you are.
Man,
I don't think nobody wants to see the Lakers.
I agree.
My God.
I don't think nobody wants to. I think the Golden State Warriors.
I
think Golden State Warriors are just a tad bit too good as a team and an organization, but they might not even want to see the Lakers.
They still don't want to see them.
They still want to see the Lakers, man, when they get in there.
You get them in a private room, they're going to say, who you want in the first round? They don't want the Lakers.
Yeah, they don't want the Lakers. All right, man, let's talk about these Cowboys, man, that came up. Cowboys played Washington, man. I don't know what the score was. It was 100-2 or something like that. I don't know what it was. It was something, man. Before we get into what team we think scare the Cowboys in the playoffs, man. What was your thoughts about the game, Bishop Matthews, Charles?
What's going on? Y'all hear me now? We good?
Yeah, we good. You good? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right.
What's up, Bishop? What's up, bro?
Well, listen. It's for this purpose tonight. I have been manifested that I might gloat about the Cowboys. In no uncertain terms, gentlemen. I have not come to play patty cake about nothing else. But how about them Cowboys?
How about him, brother? How about him, Bishop? How about him?
And listen, y'all heard earlier. I purposely wore my king hat tonight because although the star not on it, it's king. It's a crown, baby. We're on top. This is the real Cowboys fan going off in a good way. But anyway, God bless y'all heart. Listen, 56-14.
All right. What was your thoughts on the game? Let's
my
talk.
thoughts. My.
Yeah, go ahead. What was your thoughts on the game, Bishop Charles?
Man, first of all, the fact that you got a young man again that came off the kind of injury he had. Now he has some ups and downs this season. We all can say that he hasn't been playing at his fullest. But talking from a Cowboy fan point of view, and y'all know that the Washington the Washington team is our
football team.
Football team. Not our nemesis, of course. Nemesis mean they're a threat, but they are our adversaries. If I say it that way. And Sunday night it was the epitome of top-notch football. Everybody that could be hit, that even still caught a ball. It was a beautiful thing. I couldn't ask for nothing better. And if you want my opinion, I'll be here for the Super Bowl. Absolutely.
All right, Tone, listen, I'm going to let you go, then I'm going to go, and then we're going to let Elliot and Howard deal with this since they fans. Do you got anything you want to add to the game?
So if you, I'm sorry you guys didn't get to hear the green room discussions before it started. I've been going in on the Washington football team. However, in true typical Cowboys fan, you have to go too far. Right now, yes, I give them all the credit in the world, and I do feel like they are a threat. But let's not get it twisted. They didn't rush for a whole lot of yards. Their running game was kind of shut down. And if you want to look at the weakness of the Washington football team, it is their secondary. They're beat up back there, plus they had some scrubs to start the – well, I ain't going to say scrubs because they were pretty good. But they had some young players to start the season. They were never going to be the greatest pass rushing team. Plus, they're without two of their best defenders and the number one defender in Young. So I'm not going to beat on them too. I'm still going to beat up on the Washington football team, but please don't get it twisted as one game that they turned it around. That now all of a sudden they're going to go out there and beat all the rest of the good teams, and you just went too far. Howard and Elliot, y'all can go ahead and talk, but come on, man, just calm down a little bit. Act like you've been there. I know it's been a while, but act like you've been there for. You know what I'm saying? Jeez.
It is what it is, and I can respect everything you said. But my point to you is, this is the tipping point for us. I just believe that. The stats is what it is. I don't disagree that our running game have not been, and in fact, sometimes that is downright predictable, and I don't like that. But what I seen Sunday, I can dig it.
Howard, go ahead.
Hold up, you know what, Bishop? Look at that dude to the. Go ahead, Redskin. He seemed like he got something to say.
Well, go ahead, Elliot. Go ahead, Elliot. What was your thing?
Look, there was a nuclear explosion in Texas on Sunday. And after the explosion, out of the debris, they found Dak Prescott. They found this guy, Ezekiel Elliott. They found, what's the little defensive back? They found the little defense. Where they been? It took an explosion for them to come out. They are now found. They beat a Washington football team that's depleted by COVID. And now they want to claim they done won the Super Bowl on Sunday?
Sir, I feel you, but 11-4 is 11-4. I don't care how you look at it. 11-4 is 11-4.
Last time I checked, you only get one win per Sunday. If you win by 1 point, you win by 40. You still get one win.
I feel you.
But okay. Go ahead. What you want to say, Howard? What you got to say?
Howard, before you start, just let me share something with his 11-4. See, I follow high school football team. I've been following them for a long time. And the Virginia Beach League, they play within the league. They have 11 schools, so all 10 of their games are within the league. They win those games every year. Somebody like Ocean Lakes or Tallwood or Bayside or whoever, they would win a lot of games. And then they would go to the playoffs and they would run up against a team called Oscar Smith. everybody's a good team until a good team come around. And so when you've been beating up on scrubs, yes, enjoy your 11 wins, but there won't be any of those scrubs in the playoffs. Not saying that you can't beat good teams, but you're going to have to beat good teams is what I'm saying. So you can celebrate your wins over the Giants and the Eagles and the Washington football team and the Jets. And you can celebrate those wins. I get it. But let's not be unrealistic. Howard, go ahead, please.
Listen, man, for all that hoopla y'all been talking, Elliot, y'all were the same team that said you wanted Dallas when you lost your losing streak. Y'all were the same team that did that. We shared that video, TV screen together. Me and you, we shared it, and I didn't even break you down, bro. I didn't break you down. But the explosion that happened Sunday, y'all should have been in DC. Y'all should have been in DC. Y'all should have never came to the explosion. Because matter of fact, you didn't ever show up. You didn't ever show up. But here, look, I look at Dallas as who they are. Dallas hadn't been playing well.
Okay.
They haven't been playing well at all. To me.
You're right.
And I still don't look
You're
at
right.
I don't look at the fact of the matter of that, y'all had a depleted team. You didn't have a depleted team when we first met you. I think we depleted y'all when we first met you. But anyway, besides for your defensive end and whoever the other guy that was missing. I think Sweat was missing that game. He played this game. Did you even hear his name called? Did you hear Sweat name called? I don't think you did. Anyway, all I gotta say is it's only one game when you get to the playoffs. And everybody got to be proven in that one game. Every team that's out there, Green Bay, San Francisco, if they get there, I don't know if they're going to get there now. Green Bay, Rams, who else? Cardinals, everybody that's supposed to be going to the playoffs. You got one game. You got one game.
That's right.
Followed by another game, followed by another game. So you take one game at a time. You do what you got to do and get to where you got to get. I'm not saying Dallas going to win the Super Bowl. All I can do is I can tell you this. We're just as good as anybody that's going to the playoff. The only team
Can you repeat that
really
again?
scares
Can you
me.
repeat that again? You said
The only team that really scares me. The only team. I didn't say they weren't gonna win no Super Bowl. I said they got a good chance with anybody. Washington won't be there. How about that? Repeat that.
Exactly.
Anyway, how about that? Anyway, all I can say is the team that kind of most gives me the situation is Green Bay. Green Bay has always been a problem for Dallas, period, hands down, with that dude behind being the quarterback. And he can tear any team apart. And if they get the home field advantage, it's going to be a problem trying to beat them in Green Bay. Even though about 3 or 4 years ago we should have beat them, they stole a game from us. But anyway.
All right, I'm going to cut you off with that shoulda stuff. That shoulda stuff. Once you start saying shoulda. Listen. But this takes us to the next point is, what team scares you the most in the playoffs? Is it Green Bay for you, Howard?
Green Bay.
Who is it
hands
for you,
down, Green
Elliot? For the Cowboys. Now I'm not talking about for the Redskins. Who's scared? We talking about for the Cowboys. We're not talking about who scared you for the Redskins. Okay, I just wanted to make sure we clear that up. That I wasn't saying this is for everybody's team. That's not what this is. We only talking about for the Cowboys here.
Right. So I think the Cowboys will have a problem with either Green Bay or the Buccaneers. If they can get a hold of the Rams or the Cardinals, they might have a fighting chance.
All right,
but
Tone.
Green Bay and Tom Brady ain't gonna do it.
And then you, Bishop Charles.
I say I actually could not disagree more with his Rams assertion because they're starting to play together as a team. If you look at them, Odell Beckham is starting to learn the offense. So now they have other options. They're starting to score points. Matthew Stafford is still a top 5 quarterback statistically this year. You can say other quarterbacks are better, but this year statistically he's in the top 5. So I think the Rams, because Aaron Donald is unblockable. And you said last week, Howard, that one of your problems that you were having was at guard. You can't have problems with guard against the Rams. I think they can score with Tampa Bay. I think, and then their defense is playing better, so they'll slow Tampa Bay down. The defense for the Packers and show they had some holes that maybe Zeke can wake up and do what Cleveland did. The team that would scare me the most is the team that's flying under the radar right now, and that's the Rams. The Rams, nobody's think about them no more because they took them 2 losses that was bad losses when they were supposed to be on the come up. But the Vikings aren't a bad team, and they went in there and they put it on the Vikings. And so I would be afraid that they seem to be peaking at the right time.
Matthews, who you afraid of? And then we also give you the last word on this segment on the Cowboys.
Yeah, well, of course, I would say Green Bay for the first. Much as I can't stand that dude. I mean,
Me either, man.
he just,
But that boy bad.
bless his heart. Yeah, he bad. But the other
That's a
team,
bad
I
boy,
would
man.
say, I've always had a healthy respect for the Cardinals offense. I really have, and I still do. So I would think first Green Bay and then the Cardinals.
All right. Well, let me ask y'all a question. How many of y'all? What percentage do you give the Cowboys getting to? No. Yeah, I'll use that. Getting to the Super Bowl. What percentage? 50%, 60%.
I would say from this
25% just because they in it.
25%. Okay, Elliot.
So they got to win 3 games to get there.
Right, because they won't be number 1 seed.
And the 3 games that
If they're not the number 1 seed, they got to win 3, Tony.
Right, but what I'm saying is even
no, he know they won't be. That's why.
They the only way they can get it is if Green Bay loses twice because right now they have the tiebreaker.
No, if they lose 1 game and we win out, we'll win it. We'll do it. Hands down. Already talked about it. You need to go look at your records. Go look at them.
No, I'm the NFL. No. They'll both be 14-4, and right now
we have.
No, it says that the Packers have the tiebreaker because of NFC.
No,
you're not in the same division because of NFC record.
No, they do not. Okay.
Percentage. It's hard, man. I say 20%, but at the same time, let me be fair. I say 20%, maybe 15%, but I also only give the Packers like maybe a 40% chance of getting there. So it's not like I think the Packers are definitely going to do it. I think there's too many good teams, and all of those teams, the Rams have already showed that they can beat all of them, and they showed that they can lose to some scrubs. So it's
up for grabs in your opinion,
right? But I say about a 20% chance for Cowboys.
Howard,
I'll go 20. I'll go about 25. Go about 25, 30.
Bishop Charles.
I mean, like Tony said, man, it's up. You just don't know, man, when you get to you have no clue when you get to the playoffs. Even if you're playing at your best, you still don't know, man. It only takes 1 game, man. It's just that simple. You just got to hope that your team play and win that game. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So, hey.
Don't ask the super fan. We can't have no 75, 85, 90%.
He's not going to say that.
What I was going to say was if they can stay as hungry as they appeared to be on Sunday night, I'll give 55%.
And I will say if they can play the Washington football team every week, they'll win the Super Bowl.
I'm not debating the competition.
We're gonna give them this year.
I'm just saying if they go out.
Excuse me, what was that, Elliot? You said?
I said we'll give them this year. I mean, we.
They took it. You didn't give nothing. You didn't give nothing there. I love you. You my favorite on the show. But listen, they didn't. You didn't give them nothing, Elliot. They took everything now. 56-14 is a shellacking. Now they took that. I don't be talking. You gonna give it to them.
That was a nuclear explosion. I don't even think
it did. You worked on that one too. That was good too, boy. I tell you, boy. During the week, you work on your routines, and them jokes be here when you come out here. Matthews, man, we thank you. Go ahead. Last word.
What I'm gonna say just to attach to the piece of what Tony was saying. I agree with him. So I'm not referring to the competition part. I'm just saying whoever they play, if they come out there and stay hungry. Because they have a tendency to come out hungry the first half and be in charge, and then second half they start getting all relaxed and everything. So if they come out there and stay hungry the whole game, they have the potential of beating anybody that could come before them. If they go like what they're going on Sunday night, being creative, all those weapons they got, it can be done. But you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It can be done.
All right. We appreciate it, Matthews, man. Thank you for coming out to the fan hour, man, the fan segment of the show, man. You did great. We'll see you come back. If the Cowboys, if we spotlight them again like we did just now, we'll have you come back. Go ahead, Matthews. You can say
well, and we went to the Super Bowl. I'm gonna come up here and pray a special prayer for everybody on the roster.
If they win it, we gonna need it.
Actually, you're gonna need to pray a special prayer for the entire earth, because that means something is really happening.
You ain't lying. The day after, the Lord is coming back.
He is.
All right, guys.
Love you guys, man.
All right,
bless, brother.
We love you, man. Listen, guys, we had. I want to talk about this real quick. Then we got to get on to who you got, and then we got to get on to our segments. But I want to talk about this Cam Newton. Take a listen.
Side of this football, game. Football has been good to me. I was able to walk away, unscathed. It sound like I'm retiring, but it's had some great, memories. And as you think about, as you move forward, it takes more than one guy. It takes more than one talent. It takes more than a couple guys. It takes unanimously everybody understanding what their role is and what you have to do. And when I look at my situation, was it ideal? And I'm talking big picture. I'm talking, over the years, nothing today.
All right, guys. What y'all think about his comments? Y'all think Cam retired, or better yet, does Cam have a future in the NFL as a starting quarterback?
Oh,
no.
You had to throw that.
No,
I had to throw that in qualifier there
because I was like, ESPN is calling, because his days as a quarterback. Honestly, man, he's never been the most accurate thrower, but when you start to have injuries to your shoulder, and you changing your throwing motion, and now you don't have the same athleticism as you did that made you great. I think he's done. I actually think him coming back to the Panthers, he was set up for failure. You cannot go and learn a new offense in a bye week. It's just not possible. And you figure he had to be better than Aaron Donald, but no, because Aaron Donald had an offseason. So at least Aaron Donald even played better than him. I think Cam is done. I think he should retire. I think he should have walked away because if he couldn't beat out Mac Jones.
You meant Sam Donald, Tony.
Sam Donald, yeah, I'm sorry. If he couldn't beat out Mac Jones when Belichick didn't want to play Mac Jones because he wanted to give him a chance to learn, but he looked so much better than Cam in practice. And this was an offense that Cam already had 2 years a year previous in this offense. If he couldn't beat out Matt Jones, it was time to hang it up. And I don't want to see Cam go out this way. I mean, I've never been the biggest, huge, Cam fan, but I have all the respect in the world for him. And I just don't like seeing him go out like this.
Elliot.
Yeah, I think Belichick saw something that maybe we didn't see up close and personal during the preseason training camp. For him to decide to go with this rookie, I actually was a little disappointed. I was upset. I feel like they didn't give him a chance. I think they used the COVID situation as a way to push him out. But just watching him over these last couple of games in Carolina, man, he ain't the same Cam. I think it's time, like Tony said, ESPN is calling, bro. Pick up.
How?
Hey.
Man, I'm a Cam Newton fan, man. I like my Cowboys, but I've always been a Cam Newton ever since he was at Auburn. Wanted him. He's been successful. He's had his time, and I just think, like Tony said, man. I mean, you can see the way he throw the ball now, man. It don't even look right when he throws the ball. It look like somebody that don't know what they're doing, to me. But I mean, you know, like you said, when you mess around with that shoulder, throwing shoulder, I'm throwing arm, man. You know, I wish him well, man. Whatever he decided to do, he can be a backup for somebody though. I don't think he's not gonna start for nobody again.
He could be a
I think he
running
can be a
back or
backup for somebody.
something. Yeah,
He
a
could,
running
but
That too.
he don't have a
He
backup
look,
mentality.
That
he look,
too.
man, no man,
That
he out
too.
there. I hate to say it, but he out there looking like Tim Tebow. And
Yeah.
It looks
what I
bad.
mean by that is that throwing motion is erratic. It's how Tebow used to do it. And yeah, there were some good throws because they have a strong arm, but they have no mechanics. And that's
None.
Cam's mechanics are gone. And let's be real, man. He's never run the most complex offense in the world. They've never asked him to do things with his smarts, so to speak. So he was never trained that way. Bill Belichick probably didn't see him as being able to run a complex system the way that Tom Brady used to run it. And so that's why he wanted to move on. So Cam has to rely on athleticism. And I told y'all last week, Father Time is still undefeated. And so he can't beat that. The athleticism is gone.
Man.
Yeah.
All right, well, we got to get into some segment, man. We're going to get into Howard's Heroes, where he's going to tell us who was the heroes of the weekend.
Listen, y'all. That bad man, Aaron Rodgers is just a beast, man. But I would give this segment right here that I'm blown away. All they got to do is say, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. But give props to daggone Green Bay, man. Baker Mayfield, you done let me down again. You let me down, man. Now they can talk about me. This game here, I should have let Elliott do this part right here. Should have let him do this. And then watch his own team fight each other. That's what I should have did. But hoorah to them boys. They did what they were supposed to do. Dolphins, 7-game win streak. People ain't giving them a chance. They beat a depleted Saints team. But let me tell y'all, man, y'all better watch out for them Fins. The Fins coming for somebody. I don't know who they're coming for, but anyway. Give props to the Dolphins, man. 7-game win streak, man. What can you say? They were dead in the water, bro.
All right, anything y'all got to say about that? Packers, Dallas, Dolphins, anything y'all got to say?
You just keep rubbing it in.
The fight, man.
I had to fight down there, but we ran out on time, so I ain't keep it in there. I was gonna talk about how bad the fight looked. I mean, the guy smudged them all in their face and everything, man. That was bad,
fighting
man.
Cowboys, they fighting the Indians.
Yeah, that's a bad situation. All right, let's move. We got to go on. We're gonna go on to Elliott surprises. He's gonna tell us what was the surprises of the weekend.
Man, it was definitely Christmas in Texas. Not only did the Cowboys make Santa's list, but Houston, they basically took charge. They controlled the ball, did everything they needed to do against this San Diego Chargers. Both teams hit by COVID, but you got to show up. Next man up. Man. Hey. The Bills win the rematch. No bad weather here. So this is what we needed to see. It was a better team. Josh Allen showed up, showed out. 33-21 took control of the game. The Warriors retook first place, taking down the Suns, knocking them off. 20 straight games. The Warriors ended the winning streak. Now they're in first place. They got 2 games this week against Denver. And then Saturday they'll take on Utah for a nice game. It should be a great competitive game. We're going to see what the Warriors made of on Saturday night.
All right, that's it. Texas, Bills, and Warriors. What you got to think about that?
We already know what the Warriors made of.
Hey, man, they a juggernaut, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Draymond
Yeah,
just
they
went into
like
protocol.
playing
I mean,
Yeah.
defense
but
and
that
everything,
ain't
man.
like the whole
He
year.
he got a week off.
Yeah,
I know, but I'm saying for the
Yeah, right.
no, I need him to play against
Right.
Utah. I want him to
Yeah,
play
well,
against
what I'm
Utah.
saying is they can do whatever they want, but when they get to man, they're gonna be hard to beat, man.
Yeah, they
That's
playing
a
ball. They can
team.
beat.
That's
I'm
a
impressed.
team.
Oh, and y'all hear
Right.
Clay might play next Wednesday, right?
They say Clay coming back soon. They might play, buddy.
They
What?
said January.
Yeah.
Man,
They
listen,
said January.
if that dude is 80% of what he was, man, they can't nobody beat them, man.
And man, they show him make
Phoenix can
14
forget it.
straight threes from the corner in the practice on YouTube. Just in the corner. Just 14 straight, man. Come on, man.
Can't nobody beat them boys, man. And they play defense, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they playing great defense.
And
right
they
now. I think
young.
they're like number 4 or 5 in the
Young.
league.
And they young.
They are young.
Yes,
They
sir.
are very young.
They young, buddy.
They are
Unlike the Lakers.
very
They're
young.
young, Bishop.
How,
They are young, buddy.
What's
No,
their starters?
So they do start
Huh?
Looney. Looney's not that old. But
What's not that?
Looney is-
First of all, what is considered young?
Looney is under 30.
Okay, so under 30
Right.
is young.
Right, no. But we're
Yeah.
talking about the rest of their players, the Jordan Pools, the
Weissman.
They're young, man.
Wiggins, Weissman, Toscano Anderson. Well, Toscano Anderson is kind of old. He's 28. But the rest of those guys, they're young. They are building for some Kuminga who's playing.
I don't care what they building for. With Steph gone, they gonna go into a tank season. I don't care what they building for with Steph leave. Hey man, I slept on that dude, man. That dude is good, man.
I think most of us did.
I slept on him, man. I'm talking about even throughout his championship runs.
Yeah, I think most of us did.
Yeah,
I
that's
really
good.
thought he needed
Tough money, man.
Durant.
Yeah, that
Tough
dude,
money, man.
That tough money. All right, guys, let's go. We gotta hurry up. Let's get into these Tony's top 5. Well, he gonna give us his top 5 power rankings in the NFL. Let's get to it.
Yeah. So if you're looking at the list and you feel like this looks a lot like last week, it's because it is. All of these teams played. All of these teams did what they were doing. The only thing, there were 2 things that kind of stood out that might make me change my mind, and that's the difference between number 2 and number 1. Those Chiefs, we all slept on them. But ever since Patrick Mahomes started throwing the ball to the check down, and let's see what he did this week without Travis Kelce. This man spread the ball out to 13 different receivers. And unfortunately, I know we did not want to bring up the opponent. Let's just say their team with dark jerseys, because we don't want to talk about this opponent. But they put it on a great defense, or at least they were a great defense before this past Sunday. So, but I will leave it like it is. Dallas, they did what they were supposed to do. The Rams, they did. Tampa Bay, they did. The Chiefs, Packers, that's my top 5.
All right, you guys got any discussions about that top 5? How you like that top 5?
Is what it is.
Hey.
Lord,
Packers
why was such
Packers and the
aggression?
Chiefs playing the best ball right now, man. So you can put either one of
It ain't
them
no
in number
aggression.
1, and it's still a work. I agree with them. Tampa, Rams, and Dallas did what they were supposed to do. So this looks good.
It's all good. How we can move on?
Yeah, I might have put the Chiefs at number 1 this week though. But like Tony said, it could be a swap. And
I
would've put-
I'm telling you, I started to, and here's why: because I saw the Packers really need to owe this number 1 spot. They need to send a Christmas card to Baker Mayfield, because he was the gift that
Exactly.
just kept on giving this Sunday, and we almost made it a week without saying how much they should.
Hey, boy, that is funny to me. Well, I move up to 3rd at 6 or 7. Howard moves to last at 6 or 7. So me and Elliot are on the rise. I went with the Chiefs. Then both me and Elliot would have been 7 and 6 instead of Tuesday at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. You can watch us on Facebook. You can watch us on KPTV, and you can also see us on YouTube Live. Man, Howard just jumped out. He just left us.
Right.
But that's all right. But guys, we see you guys here next time, and we thank you for watching Sports Talk Unfiltered.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.